always show out like that?
What do you mean? I do 4 of these per year. I told you. 4 of these per year.
Well, okay.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate that you do 4, and we're one of the 4. No kidding. You know.
And by the way, let me say that. I told him, I said, the reason why we did it is, you know, almost all the speaking engagements we get, they get filtered out by Mario. Mario is probably the most important guy on our team because Mario will not even bring it up to us. And Mario will come up and say, Pat, I think this is one you ought to consider doing. And we sat there and we went through the content and what you're doing, what you're up to. I felt his energy, I felt his spirit. You can tell there's depth in it. Even when we were upstairs, I was saying I don't know, somebody did a number on it. Mom, dad, values, principles, something happened. I was asking his wife, I said, are you guys faith-based? Yes, I asked Landon upstairs. Landon's not here, he left. He said, strong family, and he said, he is like this on and off camera, 100%. Which you can totally see it, by the way. So we're here because of you, just so you know that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I hope we got that on video.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah. Round 2. Who has a question for Pat, by the way? Okay.
So you do 4 of these a year. Yeah. What's your motivation? Why do you do this? I mean, you don't have to do this.
Has to make sense. So one, either you're in the circle of people that we do things with. 2, this is insurance. This industry kind of changed my life, so I kind of owe it to the insurance industry. But yeah, and the other part is I have no time. Like if you see my daily schedule, I don't have any time to go out there and do additional stuff, and I don't need the money. This doesn't pay me a lot. He knows what he paid me. It's not a lot of money. It's not. No. What I'm not.
You should charge more for sure.
No, I'm not taking a shot at him. I understand that there's a budget that you're dealing with, but I'm not walking away with a $50,000. Like I'm not $50,000 going to make or break my life. You know, I make a lot more than that, but I do it because there's a reason behind it, and that was it.
Thanks.
So what is that core motivation? Like how would you describe it?
Long term or short term?
To do it all.
Oh, to do it at all.
Oh yeah.
To do it at all.
Well, because I used to be on the other side. I mean, you know, you're very, when you make money, some of the hardest things to do is you forget that you were the guy that had a hard time selling. You were the guy that had a $7,000 chargeback, and you're sitting there saying, how the hell am I going to make this up? And, you know, maybe I'm going to go to real estate. I'm going to go back to the military. So I can't forget that guy. And so I try to do an insurance event per year because if it affects a couple guys in the room or a couple gals in the room, I did my part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome.
I consume a lot of your content. You often talk about, like, you know, you say that you don't talk about insurance outside of, you know, when you're in that. At what point did you kind of remove yourself from the operations of PHP? I'm assuming you spent a lot of time creating content, a lot of time doing not so much these things, but a lot of time content and podcasts and all that. What point did you remove yourself from the day-to-day operations of PHP and really focus on that? And also, is it like a separate entity, as a separate company altogether?
Yeah. They're 2 separate companies. And by the way, let me answer 2 questions within it. One, the reason why I never brought up PHP to Valuetainment, and if you're in PHP, I never share Valuetainment videos with you, ever. Like, you know, I have an email distribution of 300,000 emails just on PHP. Ask me if I've ever sent an email with Valuetainment videos on there. No. So I don't abuse you to watch my content, nor a Valuetainer. I don't try to sell you an insurance policy. It's just my audience. So when I put an event together at the Vault in Miami in 6 weeks, people show up. They're not showing up because everyone's going to sell them something. That's my way of doing things because I want to earn that trust with people long term, right? Now, on the other side,
really quick, sorry to interrupt.
What's the what?
What's the dates for the Vault, real quick, too? I looked it up, but
1st through 4th,
okay.
yeah, in
Checking my
Miami.
schedule.
Now, on the other side, you asked a question about the day-to-day operations. So, I'm 6 months ago, 5.5 months ago, I moved to Florida. So, like, official day-to-day is 5.5 months ago. But I'm still the CEO of the company. I'm still the full-time CEO. But now I have 7 C-suite executives, which you have no idea how much that. So everybody I hire now, C-suite, they all have to be ready to run a publicly traded company if we go that direction. Whether we do or not, I'm not throwing it out there that we're going to. We had a conversation about doing a SPAC. I'm like, we're not doing a SPAC because it's just not necessary right now. But we decided to increase everyone's salary by 25%, not increase your salary. Oh, we're paying you 100, we're going to raise you to 125. No. I had everybody read a book called No Rules Rules. two books everybody read. One was No Rules. Rules, that's the book's name. No Rules, Rules. It's written by Reed Hastings. It's a very controversial book. It's not the traditional way of running a company. And the other book was, Mario, what's the John Doerr book, Measure What Matters, where they talk about OKR. Those two books, I gave it to my team. And in the book, No Rules, Rules, there's a chapter where it tells you, if you want to find out if the company wants you, go ask them for a raise. If they don't give it to you, what they're trying to tell you is, like, yeah. So I intentionally wanted that event. So people came up to us and I said, no. So they left. No, I'm being serious with you, because we were at a point where we needed higher quality people. We had a lot of people there that just didn't have the experience of the next level. It was becoming overwhelming for them, too stressful. So I said, rather than looking for an $80,000 a year person for this job, we're gonna go for a 110. If I'm looking for a $180,000 job for this person, I'm going to 220. If I'm paying 150 for this job, now I'm gonna go to 190. That's what I'm doing. So that brought a different quality and experience. So we started paying better, we got better talent, and today it's probably the best executive team we've ever had. Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what did, you show your grade point average and different things of that nature. Was it like a multitude of mentors that came in your life? What made, because like I watch you, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there, you can dissect, break something down, it's not a whiteboard because you got pink, blue, green, and I mean, everything, I'm just like, you're so smart. I feel so dumb when I watch your videos, I really do. And you're so good. Like, so how did you take that from, because 3.9, like, did you start reading? Like, what was that jump, or was it, what was that process like? Because I'd like to become smarter like you.
I'm a math guy. I'm all numbers. Like, to me, I'm counting all the triangles in here. That's what I'm looking at. Like, why did they set it up this way? Is it a sequence, or did they just set it up that way? That's kind of weird. Like, it's not consistent, right? I'm a math guy. I'm a numbers guy. I'm counting everybody. How many people are in here? I'm counting what percentage is participating. Everything to me in my brain is data. That's why I like baseball. Baseball's a very data-driven sport. I used to buy daily news because I got ERA and all these other data that LA Times wouldn't give you. LA Times was only batting average, runs, RBI, and basic stuff. But daily news went a little deeper. So I'm a numbers guy. I can't say I'm not a numbers guy. Now the other part, look, one day I'm talking to George Palai, who's one of our one of the better players in the company, co-founders of the company, who was there day one. And I said, everybody has been given this gift by the man upstairs, is this thing called imagination. Some of us use it for negative, some of us use it for positive. Some of us take it, what if one day the world were to end? What if one day my kid becomes a governor of the state of California? What if one day our company goes out of business? What if one day we have 150 offices nationwide? So the what if one day, that sentence right there goes two different directions. Catastrophic, or it's what? Positive. What you say next determines where your mind's going to go and your imagination's going to go, right? Okay, so for me, when it comes down to that, I'm curious. I'm naturally curious. I want to know more. So the level of curiosity and my imagination that we all have, I just try to go a layer deeper. Give you an idea. Yesterday we're on the yacht. We're entertaining these bunch of our guys. We flew them out. I don't know if you follow my Instagram. I had the worst. I try to dive in and impress these guys. I hit the water with my back off 20 feet above water. Let me tell you, my back is red till now, okay? Just so you guys know. So anyway, so we're hanging out, we're having a good time with these guys, and then conversation starts. And the conversation is about, this whole what if one day, the dreaming place that we're going. So one of the guys says, about his dreams, what he wants to do and where he wants to go. I said, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Everybody's kind of talking, saying their stuff. And then I said, if right now somebody asked a question about the word propaganda, one person's going to say what? Like if I ask what's the definition of propaganda, some of us who don't know the word, we're going to be like what? We're going to say nothing, okay? But some are not going to do nothing about knowing what propaganda means. I don't know if you got the second part, like, what the hell is propaganda? Who gives a shit about propaganda? All right. Then the second level of person is going to be like, what is propaganda? Right? Which one of you guys are the second level, by the way? Raise your hand if you do that. Okay. So you're like, what is propaganda? So watch what happened. Layer number one is, who gives a shit what's propaganda? Level number two is what? What is propaganda? let me go invest into learning what is propaganda. What's level 3? Can we go layer deeper? Let's go layer deeper. How do we go layer deeper? Go layer deeper. No, give me, what do you want to know more? After now you got the definition of propaganda, what do you want to know next? Well, maybe we say the top 10 propagandas of all time. So now you're going, you're like, hey, I want you, you know, Uncle Sam. Or the girl, you know, the biceps picture. Oh shit, so that's propaganda. Okay, got it. So it's like, is propaganda all negative or positive? How do other countries run propaganda? So now, a week later,
That's what you do.
that's what I do. So a week later, you're at a party. Somebody drops the word propaganda. And now you say, yeah, you know, propaganda, it's interesting. The definition is this. The government typically uses it. And by the way, did you know some of the most famous propagandas of all time were the following? And did you know America once used propaganda to convince people that milk is good for them, even though no one's ever really done any kind of scientific research? And now you walk away and you say, who the hell is this guy? But it's not I'm smart. I just go 3 layers deeper than the other person does, and you think I'm smart. I'm telling you, it's just so you know, don't let me impress you. I just go 3, 4, 5 layers deeper. That's really it.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. I got a crazy, special, powerful guest today with me, Miss LaTorres Fuqua with SLS Senior Life Services. Okay, we're here in at the LeBlanc
LeBlanc.
in Los Cabos, Mexico.
Cabo, baby.
I want you to share your